Okay guys, welcome back to another review. Haven't done a lot of reviews lately because I haven't really picked up many figures, to be quite honest. So there's been like no Hot Toys figures that have really grabbed my attention, and yeah, I just haven't really picked up many new figures and all that. So I haven't really done any reviews lately, but I was going to review this figure. The latest figure that I've got is obviously the Roger Moore officially licensed collectible from Dragon in Dreams. And here we go, just a brief look at the box. Quite nicely designed and all that. Look at the figure, the picture of the figure. And as I say, this is officially licensed by Dragons. Dragons aren't necessarily known for their officially licensed stuff. Most of their stuff is not licensed, but this is an official licensed product. So as you can see, there's a picture of Roger Moore, the actual actor, and obviously the bullet hole in the glass. So yeah, so it's a nice box. Very well done, quite compact, so it should fit into your collection quite nicely. So yeah, let's just see what you get in. Okay, so I've just got the flip cover here. Look at the accessories, and I think that's Terry O'Neill, I think is his name. He's the guy that's sculpted this Roger Moore head sculpt, which is rather good work by him. And yeah, as I say, this is the James Bond figure from Live and Let Die. So obviously James Bond had a multitude of looks. Roger Moore did during his stint as Moore throughout the 70s and 80s. So yeah, let's look at the figure. Okay, so there's the figure in the box with the various accessories. Look at the figure, quite nice. And he comes clothed in that, you know, that final battle between Bond and Kananga and all that on the island. So we've got the black polo neck and the trousers. So that's the like Live and Let Die look, I guess. So I get this card. It's just a card, just to go there, just to cover that, I guess. The stand. Pretty underwhelming, really. It's just got the Dragons in Dreams logo. I don't think it's got any Bond logo or anything on it. It's just a piece of metal, and the stand goes in there. So you know, that's a bit of a shame. It would have been nice to have a logo and all that. I think that's just a sticker over there. I don't think there is any logo or anything. And yeah, so that's a bit of a shame and all that. So you might have to, get your own stand there. There are various ways of doing it with like decals and stuff like that, and just get a Hot Toys, blank stand. Have a look at the holster, which he wears, of course. Pretty nice, pretty nicely designed. So just get that on him. Look at one of the guns. Get it out. Yeah, so I think that's it feels metal. That does. I think that's the gun that he uses at the very final bit. I think it's a revolver of some type, maybe a Smith & Wesson or something like that. It looks like a with the top rail, it looks like a Colt Python. I'm not a tremendous knowledge with guns, but I think this is kind of like the wrong design. I think it's a Magnum 29 that he uses in the film at the end, and it's a nickel chrome, I think, the gun, and as you can see, it's actually black here. So it's not kind of accurate to the final gun, which is a bit of a head scratcher, really, because even the I think one of the promotional thing on the front actually shows the gun. and as you can see, it's a silver, sort of like silver nickel jobby. So it's kind of like, I think it's the wrong make, say Colt Python, and it's the wrong colour, which is a bit of a strange one. But you can soon pick up a more accurate gun. I've got a more accurate gun actually. I think it came with the Terminator figure, or Toys figure, and that's obviously his iconic weapon, the Walther PPK, the really small handgun, removable magazine. So yeah, look at the figure again. Okay, so that top cover comes off, and then you get the second outfit, which is just it's just a black suit, which I'm assuming he wears during the film as well. And as I say, the tie and a couple more hands. I'll go into more detail about the hands in a minute. And yeah, so all in all, you have to say that accessory wise, it's both light on accessories, and in the case of the gun it's inaccurate, which, you know, is a bit of a shame really. You know, there's really like no excuse for that. I don't know if it's a licensing issue or something, which could be the case. I doubt it, but yeah, it's just a bit of a head scratcher why they include the wrong type of gun and the wrong colour gun. And as I say, like accessories wise, it is quite light. Could have come with like other stuff. The Big Chief Studios is who have the Bond license, is producing a Live and Let Die Bond figure, and yeah, and that's due to come out. Oh yeah, and you get some extra bullets there. So I don't know what use they'd be, but yeah, so they're producing their own Live and Let Die figure, and that comes with a few more accessories, like some bombs that he explodes on the island, and it also comes with one bigger mission here is the watch. Obviously Bond is quite known for his various watches he wears with all the gadgetry involved, and the watch actually plays quite a big role in Live and Let Die in particular. It both frees his hands when he's tied up by Kananga, and it also attracts the pressurised bullet that he ends up shoving in Kananga's mouth, and then the inevitable happens to Kananga. And yeah, so all in all, it's a little bit light in accessories and a little bit of a letdown as well, which is a bit of a shame. So they could have gone like the extra bit and just included in like his watch, which I feel is a real big omission. Like you could say when you're going to see his watch on, but it's just the fact of it really. So yeah, let's get the figure out and look at it in a bit more detail. So here we go guys, here's the figure. And yeah, it looks pretty good all in all. The undoubted highlight of this release is the head sculpt, which I think is really close to Roger Moore, but interestingly I don't think it's as close to Live and Let Die as it is to later Bond films. I see more this sculpt, as I say, I think it's too old looking for a Live and Let Die. I think it more suits A Spy Who Loved Me personally. I think it's a better look for that. And the hair also, the hair is quite neat, and it looked neater later on in The Spy Who Loved Me, I feel. It was more like wavy, and he had a bit more of a fringe in Live and Let Die. So I think this is, as I say, the Big Chief Studio Bond. That sculpt looks very good, and it looks more accurate to the Live and Let Die Roger Moore. As I say, this, in my opinion, the sculpt is much better. It would make a much better The Spy Who Loved Me, or possibly Moonraker. You know, later 70s Roger Moore, in my opinion. You know, and as I say, it is a very good sculpt, very close to the actual likeness. It's not quite 100% there, but it is very good nevertheless, and it's instantly recognisable. I think you would agree. I hope you're getting a good look at that, guys. As you can see, got the little mole or the beauty spot and all that, And as I say, there was a multitude of different looks for Roger Moore during his Bond career. And as I say, this head sculpt is really the standout of this set, in my opinion. The accessories are nothing special. The actual unboxing and design is quite nice. I will give it to Dragons and Dreams. That is quite nice packaging, and the box is quite thick cardboard. So that is very nicely done. The clothing and the tailoring is nothing spectacular. The belt is a little bit cheap looking, and the trousers are not all that. You could make them look better. You know, I find it's better if you like wash these in some hot water and then you know, like iron them, and then they get a better, like, stiffer look, and that looks better for 1/6. The shoes I'm not a big fan of. I think they're the kind they just look a little bit too big in my opinion with the figure. And it's got feet inside. It's not like a solid shoe like Hot Toys shoes, but as I say, I'm not overly impressed with it. It does look a little bit cheap, so you know, you might want to flip them out. Just look at the hands on the figure. They're just relaxed hands, perfectly scaled, I think. As I say, they're just relaxed hands. So yeah, so overall, yeah, the sculpt is the real standout of this release, and the rest of the stuff is a little bit underwhelming, I would say, but the sculpt is definitely the attraction in getting this figure. Okay, let's just look at the alternate outfit and the other two. So let's just have a look at the other hands. As you can see, they're gripped, so they look like fists, and that one is the right, and that is quite hard rubber. That is just yeah, but as you can see, they've been designed as fists, but then someone has gone in there with an X-Acto knife or something at the factory and made it so that you can actually pull that index finger out and transform it into a trigger hand, a trigger finger for the holding the water. So as you can see, it's a bit hard with one hand, but that finger pulls out. So I'll just show you in close detail how it does hold the guns. This is the right hand. So it's going to be holding the weapon in the right hand. So let me just show you. So there's the water in the hand, and it actually works quite well, considering that this isn't a specifically the hand is not specifically designed to hold guns. As I say, it is a fisted hand, and all that they've done is cut a little groove for the index finger, so the index finger can be manipulated to pull the trigger of the gun. So that's the water. Okay, it takes a little bit more work to get the bigger gun in the hand. You can actually do it, and it doesn't look too bad. It looks a little bit awkward, the index finger pointing down like that. As I say, it's not specifically designed, in my opinion, to hold guns. It's just a fisted hand with the index finger cut out. But it does work just about, so they just about get away with that, I think. But that is all that you get in terms of hands. So you get the relaxed hands, two of them, and then you get that, which could only really be, well, it could be used for holding stuff, I guess. You can pull the fingers out a bit, it's quite hard, but, and there for the, so yeah, so your options for posability on the hands wise are restricted with the hands that you do get. So you know, another like expressive hand or something, or a few more hands would have been nicer. But yeah, nevertheless, it does just about work in those regards. So yeah, I'll show you the alternate look now. Got a good look of the polo neck. Okay, you also get underneath it some body padding for the chest, and I think this wouldn't be really needed, but the body is quite slim. And Roger Moore, you know, he wasn't muscular, I guess. He wasn't fat, he was just like average and all that. But I suppose he did have sort of like quite an athletic physique, I guess, particularly in the early days and all that. So that's probably why they've gone for this padding, because the body itself would be a little bit scrawny looking otherwise. And the body in general is not bad. It's not a bad body, but it's not Hot Toys quality body. You know, the articulation is not bad. It's a bit clunky, which you do get with Dragon's bodies. Dragon's bodies are known to be not the best. The legs feel quite solid. Quite good movement in there. But yeah, it's not a fantastic body, it's not Hot Toys quality body, and it's not a terrible body. But if you have got the option to swap the body out, I probably would recommend it to a Hot Toys body. I think that is what I am going to do with this figure. So yeah, let's look at the alternate outfit. Just to look at the figure with the alternate outfit on, the black suit. Which looks pretty nice, you know. It poses up quite well. There is a little bit of restriction in the body, and I think maybe it looks a bit too bulky in the shoulders, and that's the underlying bodysuit. So I think the bodysuit is more suited to be worn with the polo neck than it is with the suit, so you might want to remove that before putting the suit on. The suit is quite nice. It may be a tiny bit oversized, but you know, that's really like just nitpicking and all that. The tie is quite nicely done, and as I say, the sculpt is really nice. So overall, it's a good figure, a great head sculpt. The accessories are a little bit underwhelming, in my opinion. The body is not the best. The shoes, you could probably swap them out for some other shoes. And as I say, this is a great representation of Roger Moore as Bond from, I think, later on, the Spy Who Loved Me, Moonraker era. It's not, you can pass it off for Live and Let Die, but I think it is a little bit too old, the sculpt's looking. And personally, I think what I would do with the figure is, you know, either wait for this head sculpt to come up, you know, on eBay, because it is a very good head sculpt. It's certainly the best Roger Moore head sculpt on the market at the moment, no doubt about that. And my feeling is I'll keep the set because it's a nice set, and I think it'd be quite collectible. But I think I would go for, as I say, a Spy Who Loved Me look. So either the navy suit he wears in that, or even the traditional dinner jacket, you know, with the bow tie and all that look. But I think it looks like a very good figure, and as I say, that sculpt, it's almost a 5 out of 5 for me. It's not quite there, and as I say, it's not the greatest representation of Live and Let Die Moore. But I think for a later on, like the Spy Who Loved Me, I think, as I say, it's the best that you can get at the moment. And yeah, in person, it is an amazing sculpt, especially in natural light, in daylight. So yeah, all in all, guys, a very good effort from Dragons, and it's just a shame about the accessories, especially the gun. Which is not accurate, as I say. Oh yeah, by the way, the holster, I forgot to show you that on the original figure. That looks quite nice. You just tie that over the shoulder like that, and yeah, it just hangs loose just down by the side like that. But as I say, I'm going to keep with this look for the time being. But as I say, ultimately I'll probably go for the either the naval look if someone releases a nice, you know, the Spy Who Loved Me when he's on the ship and all that, or the dinner jacket look, which is kind of like, you know, the quintessential Bond look, I guess. So thanks for viewing that, guys. As I say, you know, you might want to hold out and wait for the head sculpts to come up on the market. Maybe they will come up on eBay, you know, or someone might recast them, you never know, because it is that good a sculpt. But yeah, I hope the video demonstrated the pros and cons of the figure, guys. And yeah, thanks for watching the review, guys.